Hey everybody, it's Scotty from Scotty's Record Shop with what's turning out to be a day-long project, just trying to make this video. I think this is the fourth time, fourth time, whatever. And this is a long video too. It's a retake of an artist profile of Elton John. Back earlier this year or late last year, whenever it was, I did a video which was going to be a part one of a few-part series of his albums. I made it from 69 to 76. I showed multiple copies of each album, blah, 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 blah. If you've seen it, great. If you haven't, then don't worry about it, because this is going to kind of be the definitive for me. I figured now that I'm a verified member and I can make videos longer than 10 minutes, I just do it. Make a nice artist profile of Elton John that I have on vinyl and just get it over with. Like I said, it's going to be a while. If you want to pause the video, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, whatever. I have like 30-something albums here to show you. So let's try this one again and see what happens, okay? Okay. First album, 1969, Empty Sky. UK pressing of it. The full cover on DJM Records, which is where he was at. Dick James Music. It's where he was in the UK. Straight through at least the mid to late 70s anyway. All his classic albums are on that label. In the United States, though, and that we'll see this album again, a reissue in America, or in 75, when we get to 75. His first album in the United States was on a record label called Uni, along with a bunch of his other stuff up through 72. This is his first album. Here in the U.S., it's simply called Elton John. It's got Your Song, Border Song, Take Me to the Pilot. Fantastic album. Here's your... I'm pulling that out wrong. I don't know why. Here's your insert. Inner sleeve, anyway. And here's You. Fantastic record. Congratulations, by the way, to Elton John. He's a billionaire. All of his hard work for the last 45 years or so, 50 years, has earned him $1 billion. Apparently, just reported on the news, or he's rounding up. He's getting close to $1 billion. Whatever, you know, spent his entire life on the road. Okay, it's 1970 as well. Another great record. I'm going to say that about all of these early ones, so I might as well just stop. Tumbleweed Connection. Your inner sleeve. It comes with a booklet as well. I'm not going to show you all the posters, all the pictures, but it does have interesting packaging. I've got Butterfingers, yeah, just a little bit more of it. Let me show you the inner. Inner sleeve, and again, nothing unusual about it, just your typical Uni label. 1970, another wonderful record. End of 1970, 11/17/70, he recorded a live album. Actually, I don't know if it was intended to be released initially or not. I don't know really how that worked, but it was a radio broadcast. I think it was like WNEW or something like that in New York. But the resulting album was this. Gotta fix this. Wait a minute, guys. Can't see what I'm doing. There we go. This, I remember seeing this as a gatefold as well. My copy's not a gatefold. There's your Uni again. I have a plain paper sleeve on this one. I can't remember if I placed it out or whatever years ago. I don't remember. That was so long ago. But a great live album. It's a three-piece band. Oh no, actually it does have the original. I'm sorry. Great live album. Just you know, just a few people in the studio, and Elton and you know, a bass player and a drummer. That's it. And they just wailed. It was a great album. This is another copy of that, a Pickwick edition. Ooh, gotta get your Pickwick. Let me show you the Pickwick label on this puppy. There you go. Anyway, same album. I'm not sure. I think this might have been like a UK or something, like late 70s or early 80s. I can't remember how these silly Pickwick things go. They're really inexpensive. You know, the pressings aren't all that great and stuff. But if you know, I see them all the time in dollar bins. So whenever I see a Pickwick pressing of something, I pick it up just because. This is the soundtrack to the motion picture Friends, which is half orchestration, half Elton John. The single Friends was issued on Uni. But this is definitely an interesting record. Not super hard to find, but it's one of those. If you can find it, the vocal tracks on here that Elton did are well worth it. Trying to move right along here because I have so much. Madman Across the Water, 1971. I have a bootleg of him in Japan on CD, but just a three-piece band from this tour in Japan was really well recorded. It's one of those things that should be issued. This has got the inner thing. There's a booklet in here. The booklet has come unattached, unfortunately, but interesting booklet, similar to Tumbleweed. Yeah, sure. We've seen that one before, haven't we? And again, Uni. No custom labels for him until the mid-70s. (1972), and this is a fantastic album. Honky Chateau. As you could probably imagine, recorded in France. Got an interesting, this is how it's sealed. It slips in here, this little thing. But that's how that is. Let me show you. We have on the inside here, quickly. There's that. Again, in this case, I can't remember. I knew there was a few that I think I swapped out inner sleeves because they just weren't in great shape. This may have had an original Uni sleeve. I just don't remember. But fantastic. Rocket Man, Honky Cat, Think I'm Gonna Kill Myself. Very good album. Elton? First album I ever remember having, thanks to my sister Kathy. Actually, she had it, but first album that I remember, and I love this album. Don't Shoot Me. I'm Just the Piano Player. His first record on MCA. It's got a booklet on the inside. Again, I'm not going to show you everything, but all the pictures. But a nice booklet on the inside. There's your back sleeve. This, if people didn't think he was a superstar prior to this album, this pretty much sealed it. Daniel, Crocodile Rock. Am I holding this right? Of course I'm not. Everything's backwards. In some respects, I guess that could be a custom MCA sleeve, or not sleeve, but label. Another great song on here is "Have Mercy on the Criminal." Some fantastic orchestration on that record. The whole record is just High Flying Bird, just a Teacher, Elderberry Wine, just a great album. This is the album probably most people are like the pinnacle in some respects of his career. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, 1972. It opens like this. It's a double album, and it's a fantastic album. I'm not gonna have nothing bad to say about this album. pull out one of them. One of the records, anyway. They're both the same. You've seen that. Mid-70s MCA label. Fantastic record. None of these records are super duper hard to find. Most of them aren't super hard to find, and all really worth it. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, 73. 1974. Caribou. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. Bitches Back. Tickin'. Good friend of mine, Steve Small, who passed away. Every time I hear that song, Tickin', I think of him. It's just, he absolutely loved the song. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. This is 74. Yeah, it's your typical Nighttime Rainbow MCA label. An odd thing happened in 74. They released the Greatest Hits album right in the middle of Caribou, really, I think, being a huge hit. So, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me ended up on this one. And Bitches Back, the other single, ended up on Greatest Hits Volume 2. This is, I'm going to show you two pressings of this, just because it's kind of interesting. Elton John's Greatest Hits Volume 1, a #1 album. This is just an incredible album. Wonderful album. There's your... it's got a hole cut there, so you can see the label. This is a custom label. I have another pressing, same thing on both sides. Can't see that, sorry. Upside down, but it's the same thing. I have another pressing of this, which is same era. I don't quite understand why it is this way. Same album, but the label is the traditional mid-70s Rainbow MCA. I don't know why. I'm showing that because I just found that rather interesting, because they were both from the same period. I don't quite understand it. The first album, some trivia, the first album to debut at #1 on the Billboard charts. Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. $1975. A really good album. It's not my favorite album by him, though, but a really good album. Custom sleeve. This came with a boatload of goodies. Kind of pull some of this stuff out of here. We have somebody unfortunately took a chunk out of this because it's a form for fan club, I believe. Booklet has some cartoon stuff in here, which my friend Mike would really dig. Some cartoon stuff, but some other photographs. See? What else came in here? Another booklet. Holding this up right, I don't even know. Yeah. It's another booklet with some more photos. Stuff like that. Is that it, or was there something else? Oh, yeah. Can't forget, I'm not going to open it totally. I say that, and here I go, I'm opening it totally. Okay. Great packaging. You got your money's worth on this one. Like I said, the very first album to debut on the Billboard album charts at #1. I mean, it didn't even, it was, the week before it wasn't there, and the week that it came out, it was at #1. First time in history. Now it's kind of common, but the next album, which actually did the same thing, Rock the Westies. I'll show you. We have an insert here. Lyrics. Sorry about rushing through these because I'm not even halfway through yet. Blah blah blah. And let me see if I can get this out of here. Sit up. There you go with that. Same thing on both. No, but it's different on the band on the other side. So, 1975. We're in 75 now, a very busy year for Elton John. A lot of stuff being issued by him. You had lots of options. Elton was collecting a lot of money from us. And I say us because I was buying this stuff, just like a lot of you were. We get a live album from him, recorded a few years before. Part of it, actually in 74, part of it was recorded in London, part of it was recorded in England. It happened to be the last time also that John Lennon ever performed live. It was from that Madison Square Gardens gig. Here and there. Sure. I love that drums. That was so cool. Now, Nigel Wilson's kit, really cool. And yeah, sure. A great record. Great record. The only thing that I would love, they expanded it a little bit on CD, but I would so love to hear the entire show, the Madison Square Garden gig. It's just, Elton was at his prime at that particular point in time. It was such a night. Here we go with another Pickwick. I've had this one for years. Same gig. Quickly pull this out for you. Same Pickwick label. No, it's not the same Pickwick. There you go. Again, if you want to get this album for the first time, I highly recommend the MCA version, not the Pickwick, only because the pressing is 10 times better. He appeared on one song on this, anyway. The Tommy soundtrack. Interesting thing about the Tommy soundtrack, here in America, the song Pinball Wizard, which he did, was never issued on a single here, only as a promotional single. My copy of it upstairs is a DMJ pressing. This was on Polydor, by the way. A real bizarre movie. I can never forget about Tina Turner rolling around in those beans. It's like, okay. Weird movie, but great soundtrack. Remember I showed you the first album. This is the U.S. pressing of it, 1975, Empty Sky. Different cover. Same album. I don't think they messed with the mixes at all, from my memory. And it is on the Black MCA label. This one is the easier one to find. An interesting listen. 1976, an album that was recorded up in Canada, just north of here, right? For me, anyway. This was the first. He ran out of luck. He had announced in I think it was a Rolling Stone interview that he was gay, and the backlash from that was incredible. This was the first album that he issued in a long time that only made it up to number 2, and it's too bad something like that would get in the way. Great album, Blue Moves. Double album. Recorded in Canada. Show you the inside. Sorry seems to be the hardest word. Tonight was a great, epic piano piece that he did on here. Great. A really good album from him. Again, boy, it only made it up to number 2 here in America. And most people believe, like I said, it was to do with that announcement thing that he did. 77, I'm sorry, for this one. Greatest Hits Volume 2. There you go. There's some tape residue here. I gotta get that off. There's that. There's your inner sleeve for that. This is kind of a must because it has a few things that were only singles or not actually on U.S. albums. Of course, Pinball Wizard. What else? Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. And there's your label. It was only around for a year or two, this MCA tan label. See do that. Anyway, Pinball Wizard. What was the other ones there on here? Don't Go Breaking My Heart, which was a single as well. Not on any album. This was your first chance to get them on an album. Good album. A lot of people have that. And that's kind of like the golden era for him, for me. But we've got a few more to go here, okay, kiddies? Okay. A Single Man, 1977. I've seen a picture disc of this they issued in 77, 78. I almost bought it once, and I don't know why I didn't. I kind of kicked myself now. There's your label for that one. Not his best work, you know, but there's still some good stuff on it. 1978, let's have some disco. The Tom Bell Sessions. This is an EP, actually. 12-inch EP. Show you that. With, what do we have here? 3 songs? 4 songs? Whatever. There's that. Mama Can't Buy You Love was the big hit from this one. But very disco. You know, which was par for the course, you know. 78, 79. This one I can't show you the inners. It's sealed. I have it on CD as well, but Victim of Love. Like I said, this is sealed. 1980. Little Genie was the big one off of this one. 21 at 33. And let's see what we got on the inside here. It's a plain sleeve, but there's your inner label on that one. I could have sworn that this had a custom inner sleeve too, and I don't know whatever happened to it, but whatever. Whatever. This one I showed in the video I found a couple, 3 months ago. This is like a collection of B-sides and some rare singles. The UK pressing. They were pumping out all kinds of these cheap kind of DMJ. This is on a DJM, I'm sorry, label. Kind of a custom. I think this was like £3, you know what I mean? Something like that. I think it even says it on here. They printed it. Yes, only $2.99. Right there, only $2.99. Ooh. But there's some real essential stuff on here that doesn't appear on any vinyl anyplace else, so it's, or at least on album. So it's a good find. I was happy to find that. Okay. Jump Up. Excellent. At this particular point in time, we are working for Geffen Records, I believe, at this particular point in time. This has got the Empty Garden, his tribute to there's your Geffen label, you guys know that. His tribute to his friend John Lennon. Let me see, this does have an error. Maybe I should have just pulled that out. There you go. There's that. The other single off of here was, what the heck was it? Now I'm having a brain cramp. I don't have my reading glasses on. Guess that's why they call it the blues, I believe, was on here. Don't hold me to it, but there you go. This is on the hype sticker. Yeah, Empty Garden. Yeah, anyway. Okay. Too Low for Zero. The next record. Pretty sure I'm doing this in the right order. Sleeve for this one. I like this album. This was a decent album for, you know, the 70s. I mean, for the 80s. This stuff was quite spotty in the 80s. Of course, drugs and a lot of other things were happening at that time. I always liked that album. here now. Okay, Breaking Hearts. This has got the hype sticker on it as well. I'm not quite doing some of these 80s in order, I'm sorry. It's not my favorite era. I mean, I rarely listen to these. I have them because I'm a completist. I mean, not that they're bad, not that I would tell you, oh, don't get these, you know. But, for the sake of showing you everything. Geffen label on this one. And keep moving on here. The box. An interesting cover on that one. Very modern looking. Lyric sleeve for the inner, and again, it's just your basic Geffen label. There you go. And you get another Greatest Hits collection from him, Greatest Hits Volume 3. Now, there's so many cons, Elton John, it's ridiculous on CD. But, back in the day in America, we didn't have too many. We just had these 3. Black. Nothing too flashy about that. And Geffen had switched a little bit on their label on that one. Again, something's telling me I'm not doing these in exact order, but that's okay. You're seeing them all anyway. Ice and Fire. Mid-70s. I mean, why do I keep saying mid-70s? Mid-80s Elton. This is your lyric. It's just not looking so good. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of fried. There you go. There's your Geffen label. On that one. At this point in time, 1987, he switches back to MCA. He gave his commitment to Geffen. To David Geffen. He says goodbye to Geffen. And first one we get on the MCA label again is Live in Australia. This actually, his voice was really toast. But this really was a great album. Really, really was. The one complaint I have, I think, of these, I have this on CD, and I'll be honest with you, I play the CD. I don't play the vinyl because I just think that the vinyl pressing of this is just not good. I just don't think it's that great. Some people have no problem with the later 80s vinyl. Some of the companies were still pressing really good. MCA, just in my opinion, wasn't. But Sleeping with the Past. I believe this was his first solo, not solo, but sober album. Because he had sobered up. He needed to. And as a result, the album's got a little better, I think. There's your MCA. Again, pressings on these. Nah. I knew I was going to do that. Excuse me, sooner or later. And again, the later stuff, like all late 80s vinyl, it's a little harder to find. Last one I'm going to show you, because we've been here for, 3 hours. Reg Strikes Back. Why it's called Reg is because his real name is Reginald Dwight. And you can see how and why he changed his name to Elton John online. I'm not going to bore you with it. And let me see here. I have these. There you go. Your insert for that. And again, the typical MCA label. So that's my little journey through Elton John on vinyl. Let's see here. Be kind of curious to look at how long this took. But thank you so much for putting up with this for the last 25 minutes or however long it took. Hopefully, if you're an Elton John fan, this was a good little ride for you. And if you don't know much about Elton John, especially his earlier stuff, his 70s, from 69 through 76, I really encourage you to look at that stuff if you don't know much about it. Alrighty, everybody. Until next time, peace and love.